When you vote, you're showing us who you want to elect. When you number preferences on your ballot paper, you're also telling us if your first candidate can't be elected, then who's next? Preferences add strength to your vote. For Tasmanian single-member elections, it works like this. When counting starts, the candidate with your number 1 receives your vote. These are called first preference votes. If no candidate has reached the finish line, then the candidate with the fewest votes is removed. When this happens, the counters look at each of these ballot papers and asks, who's next? Each of these ballot papers are then moved to the candidate with their next preference. Again, if no candidate has reached the finish line, the counters keep asking, who's next? This process continues until one candidate has enough votes to reach the finish line. So, the more numbers you fill in, the more likely your vote will have a say in who's elected. When many voters number fewer preferences on the ballot paper, the story can be very different. If the numbers on the ballot paper run out, the vote becomes exhausted and no longer counts, because there was no answer when the counters again asked who's next. As more votes become exhausted, the finishing line changes and a different candidate could win. Preferences are just as important for multi-member systems, like Tasmania's Hare Clark. When 5 candidates are to be elected, sometimes your numbered preferences can be used, even when your first choice candidate wins. This is because counting needs to continue until 5 people are elected. If a candidate has more votes than the finish line, some of those votes need to be passed on to other candidates. To do this, the counters again ask, who's next? Next time you vote, don't forget to keep telling us who's next.